Hey up, and thanks for checking out part 34 of my Road to Glory series. We currently have about 1.8 million coins saved up for Team of the Season and this pretty great team. I was a little apprehensive about doing the Prime Rijkaard SBC as his centre back card was so good and obviously he'd be untradeable, but since I sold Bonucci, Rijkaard has absolutely dominated the midfield. Anyone who wants an icon for their midfield and can't afford Hullet, I fully recommend getting this card. I think his SBC is even cheaper now. I also mentioned in the last episode that we should be able to sell Blanc and Maldini as they're both tradable and get some cheaper tots for centre back. Well, Blanc and Maldini have played so well for me this week, I really can't see myself parting with them, but I guess we'll see what comes out when Team of the Season does come around. After struggling online the last couple of weeks, and as we talked about in the last couple of episodes, I strangely didn't find FUT Champions too bad this week. I hope some of the tips I shared in the last video are helpful and something I might do a bit more of going forward if they're helpful and popular. So back to FUT Champions then. I think on Friday I was 6-2 at one point, and one of those losses was when a salesman came to the door and my wife was out. I was beating teams that had gold FUT Champions monthly rewards in, and not by luck either. I do need to upgrade Pirlo though for a better, more meta midfielder, but I might hold on for a few weeks to get better value for coins. I'm really tempted to spend these coins on Team of the Year De Bruyne just to complete this midfield, but his price will probably keep coming down. As we see there, remember from last week's tips, the L1 far post cross coming in there again for me, and a lovely little rainbow flick from Salah there, leading to a goal for Lozano, Lozano's another card I'd be very interested in if he gets a Team of the Season. Salah has been great at winning headers at the back post, but unfortunately not always scoring them. My CDMs this week had cut passing lane instructions on, and although they watched the ball go by them plenty of times, I think it might have helped with their positioning, so I'm going to keep cutting passing lanes on Rijkaard and Pirlo going forward. We see here another kick-off goal for me after I conceded a goal where my opponent scored through my ter Stegen's legs yet again. And as he watched the replays scoring first, I gave him a nice little replay of this one, getting back into it in the first 5 minutes. That I was certain was a penalty, but as it was a bit too close for the chip that we showed last week, I just did the short layoff to Overmars. And the advantage of having players like Son, Overmars and Alessandro Del Piero is that 5-star weak foot for free kicks. You just knock it to them and basically just double tap it, and they should be close enough to at least get it on target. So after being 1-0 down and at 2-2, Del Piero makes it 4-2 to me, and I think we end up going 5 or 6-2 in this last game of the weekend. Rijkaard winning it back and Kane with the finish again then there. So despite coming up against good teams after I was predicted Elite 3, I managed to get to my target of 11 wins with, I think it was about 18 matches remaining, and there were a few games in there that I quit because they just weren't fun. My opponent was time wasting or passing around at the back or pausing or whatever, so I don't feel too bad about going sort of 11-11 I think it was. Probably won't get anything out of monthlies anyway, and because we've been quitting at 11, gold monthly was out of the question before the weekend even started. But 11 wins just means I get to play the game on dedicated servers, so with less lag than with draft and seasons, so that's what we do. I could have carried on a bit as I had a bit of time, but it says something about the format of the game and the game itself that I'd rather have gone off and played Cities Skylines instead, as Del Piero scores again for 6-2, and I think this is where my opponent decides to call it a day. and that's where we got to 11. So 10,000 coins and a couple of packs to open on Thursday, along with monthly rewards. On Monday, as it was a bank holiday, I did one round of squad battles. I played and won 3 on Legendary, and decided for the last one to give it a go on Ultimate difficulty, and I actually won. It might be the first time I did so. I can't remember if I beat Ultimate at the start of the game when we were playing squad battles every week. If I played the featured squad on a high level, I would have been right up there, but I really can't do 45 games of that, so won't be going for the top 100. But as per the title of this video, it's monthly rewards day, excuse me. So we get that silver kit, and we get a shadow card for playing in the daily knockout, and we'll go and open the packs. Now I've got quite a lot of silver upgrade packs, which I've been saving for the silver most consistent team, the silver team of the season, because I got quite a lot of silver tots last year. As we get a board out of our pack, our first pack, and it is 83 Goretzka, which is pretty nice. He sells for 5,000 or 6,000 coins, I think. Onto the mega pack then, and we get boards again. Another 83, this time it's Sommer, who's about 2,000 coins or so, so not an amazing pack, but a fair few consumables and a lone player and a manager that sells for a bit too. And we get Mertens. So because I've got all those silver packs saved up, I had to claim the rewards on mobile, but I didn't look at them, and then came back to console to check them out, and here they are. So we get one 81 plus player, which of course ends up being an 81, and it's Tompkins, and 2 other guys, a Saudi goalkeeper, which I'll obviously never use, and an Austrian striker who doesn't look great. So I can honestly say I can't think of a worse 3 players to get. I mean, Tompkins is never going to get in a team with that pace, but he might be usable in an SBC, maybe. The others look pretty trash. Exactly why it's not worth sweating over getting gold in monthlies. So on that downer, we'll end there. As I say, I might pick up De Bruyne or maybe Milinkovic-Savic if I feel like it, but I'll let you guys know. When more FUT Swaps cards become available, I'll show you what we get. But that's it for now. Cheerio!